Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today is April 3rd, 2012, Tuesday, April 3rd, 2012. The morning was pretty flat. We'll go over it. Let me just give you the results first. On the YM, we had one trade. We lost 8 ticks. On the Russell, we had a couple of trades. We ended up plus 2 ticks. We got nothing on the ES, and on gold, we ended up down 22 ticks. Alright. I'm going to go over all the trades that we took and the trades that set up. Alright, now here on the ES, let's start over here. This was at the open this morning. Alright, you can see 935. It pulled back down to the BBC right here. We actually went long right here, but it was after we got long, we realized that we were going into a weekly trading zone over here, so we got out of that trade. Alright, from then on, the BBC had been inside the box the whole morning. Alright. The only trade setup happened during the break, which was right over here. If you had shorted with an MIT order right here, this was a valid trade setup right there, I believe, because we went inside the box. It was really hard to tell right here. I mean, it may not have even been a trade setup because down here the combo needed to reset after having a bubble right here and hitting the BBC right there. It needed to reset, which means go inside the lines and come back out. It barely did it right here. Alright, so anyway, we didn't take that trade. It was during the break. We didn't take any trades other than that first one that I pointed out to you on the ES. Alright, we'll go over to the YM here. On the YM, we had a bullish cross this morning right here and a pullback down to the BBC right up above the weekly trading zone. So we went long right there, right above the weekly trading zone, and it stopped us out with minus 8 ticks. It ended up going up here to put in a double top right there at 13,200. It had already stopped us out at that point, so it wouldn't have mattered. We were trying to get short. We were following the BBC down right here, but this was during the break. I actually even chased it down a little bit more. I followed it down a little bit more during the break, but it didn't come together. Okay, so we didn't get short on the YM. The 6E, let's just go look at the 6E. This morning, you can see right here the 6E was really flat, really flat, so we weren't doing anything with the 6E. It came down, it bounced off the weekly trading zone right here. Okay. When it broke the elbow to the downside, the white was leading the green, suggesting the BBC would hold on the pullback, but it was coming off the weekly trading zone and going into a weekly trading zone, so we didn't take the trade. The BBC didn't hold. Now, when it turned around and it was going up and it broke the elbow on the upside, it went zone to zone right here. You see right here, it hit the zone and it went straight up to the other zone, just like that, zone to zone, and then it consolidated and it's been coming off the zone since then. Alright, when the elbow broke over here, the white was leading the green, suggesting that a pullback to the BBC here would hold. Alright, but we're not there yet. Okay, we're not quite there yet. Let's see, the Russell, we'll bring the Russell over, and I'll show you a few things on the Russell. We were following the divergences down here on the slingshot this morning. Okay, right here. It was a bullish divergence for a possible long trade. Let me blow that up a little bit. Bullish divergence for a possible long trade. We would have been looking to get long right there for a few ticks. Over here, bearish divergence for the short trade where it went down. Bullish divergence for the long trade again. Bullish divergence for another long trade in there. Okay, I actually took that trade and I got a break even on it. You had some bearish divergence over here for the short trades, a couple of them. You see the divergence down here. Again, bearish divergence right here. We had a partner that was taking the trades off the BBC with the divergences this morning, and that tends to work out pretty well most of the time. You can see the Russell was inside the zone right here. It was actually inside the zone quite a bit this morning, right in here. All this area right in here, it was inside the zone. Over here, it pulled back to the BBC with the divergence, so the BBC should have held, which it did. Again, right here, we had a pullback to the BBC, and it held. I actually took that short trade. And that was it. That was it on the Russell this morning. Okay. Let's go to the NASDAQ. Alright. Again, we didn't take any trades on the NASDAQ, but I did point out trades this morning. And I tried to point them out before they happened as much as I could. You see down here on the bottom, we had some bearish divergence right there. And I was saying a close down below the MA1 should go down. Over here we had bullish divergence. The close tested the BBC and a close up above. Bearish divergence tested the BBC and a close down below. Again, right over here we had bearish divergence, but we didn't close down below the MA1. Over here we had bullish divergence right here. Alright, and also right here. Oops. And also right in there. We had bullish divergence, tested the BBC and a close up above for the move up. Again, tested the BBC and an up close. And you can see this was pretty much the theme all day with the NASDAQ. Alright, the NASDAQ was one of the few markets that was tradable this morning. Alright, I'm going to get to gold in a minute here. We ended up losing a little bit on the gold this morning. I'll get to that in just a minute. We have some bullish divergence right here. It's testing the BBC, so I would look for a close above the MA1. Okay, that's what I would look for right here. Okay, we'll come back and look at that in a few minutes when I'm done with the gold. All right. Now, gold. We took a bunch of trades on the gold this morning. We ended up minus 22 ticks. We got some slippage. We should have been minus about 18, I think, but we got some slippage. Let's go back to the beginning of time here. We weren't as aggressive today as we were yesterday because the markets were so flat. Okay. But you can see we had these divergences down here, and there were the opportunities right in there. We had bullish divergence here. We took this first trade right here. We got long and we took some profit. We had a little bit of bullish divergence right here. We went long and we took a stop on that one. I don't know what happened, but I missed all these. I missed all these trades right here this morning. We had bearish divergence there, and price just dropped down. Bullish divergence over here. This one didn't go anywhere because we didn't close above the MA1 with the bullish divergence. Okay. Over here we had bullish divergence again. I got long in here. I think I took a small profit on that one. Over here, bullish divergence again. I got long. And I believe I got a break even on that, and you can see it went straight up to the profit target. There was bullish divergence here again. Right over here would have been the place to enter on that. Okay, the close up above everything would have been the place to get long. Over here, down here, there was bearish divergence on this indicator. I went short. What happened here? It looks like I went long, not short. I went long in here on some other signal. And all the lines turning up. I went long on all the lines turning up, and I stopped out, and then went short on the bearish divergence, and I made some profit there. All right, bearish divergence again right here. I got stopped out at break even. Bullish divergence right here stopped me out. Bullish divergence again right here. That stopped me out. All right, these last two were the ones that put me down on the day. I was pretty much break even right about here on the day after being up 46 ticks yesterday in the first hour or so. I wasn't as aggressive this morning because the markets were really flat. Okay, you can see since then we've had bullish divergence right here with the close above right here. Okay, bullish divergence again right in here with the close above the MA1 right there. Didn't really go anywhere. And now we have some bearish divergence, but we need a close down below the MA1. Okay, that's what we need. All right. So we would look for a close down below the MA1 over here. Now let me throw this up here. Inside the zone, Bruce. Inside the zone means. I'll show it to you over here. When I'm talking about inside the zone, I mean inside the weekly trading zone. Okay, the weekly trading zone on the ES is 1 point, on the Russell is 1 point, on the YM is 5 points. When price gets inside there, I don't like to trade in there, okay? Now, let me just show you here. All right, obviously the divergence over here isn't happening. We're looking for a close down below the MA1. We didn't get that. This was the NASDAQ. I pointed this out a few minutes ago when I was going over the NQ. I said we had bullish divergence and we would look for a close above. I had drawn in the arrow then, and you can see the NASDAQ is moving up. All right. That's pretty much all I have. If anybody has any questions, type them in. Again, if you guys haven't taken the trial, go to www.cfrn.net/apply. That's APPLY. And you can take the free trial, get all these indicators and all the data feeds for 5 business days. Okay, 5 business days. You can get all this stuff. And not only that, you can get into our live trading room in the morning and watch us take all these trades that we just described to you. And watch us just go through the markets as they unfold. Live, real time, real money. All right, www.cfrn.net/apply. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna wrap up the recording. If you guys have any questions, you can email me directly at support@cfrn.net. All right, that will go to me.
Show them the toolbar.
You want to see the toolbar? That's a grand idea. I will show you the toolbar. For those of you guys who don't yet have the super CFRN toolbar, take a look at this beauty right here. It's right here. You can click on CFRN right here, and it brings you right to the blog. All right. We have a daily blog that Dwayne does. Puts a ton of information in there. Great reading for everyone. I encourage everyone to read it daily. We also have CFRN Radio. You can listen to CFRN Live. This goes to the CFRN blog. The recap links to Facebook, Twitter, and Call the Market. You can see all these links in here. You can also go over here. If you look on this, you can read our daily newspaper. All right, I'll show you that one right here. It's full of information. There you go. All right, full of information, updated daily. You can follow us on Google, our latest article on Seeking Alpha, and the Daily Audio Bible. If you take a look at this Daily Audio Bible, and it's loading it up right now. Once it loads it up, I will show you. It's really interesting because you can look at the Daily Audio Bible. You can listen to it days gone by. You know, if you missed a day or two, you can listen to it. And if you have children, they can listen to it. There's one for kids. Okay, Daily Audio Bible for kids. I do this one for my kids. They can listen to the Daily Audio Bible right in there. All right, and you can get right into your Gmail. If you have a Gmail account, you can get right into it there. Okay, and if you want to tweet about this page, you can just click on that right there, and that will send out a little tweeter. All right. All right. Here on I was just going to show here on the blogger, actually any page on CFRN.net. If you scroll down, you will see you can visit our blog. You can install the toolbar right here. All right, any page has this download our toolbar. I recommend everyone go to CFRN.net and download the toolbar. Load it up on your browser. It's good on Firefox and on IE. Okay, you see it right here on IE. I would highly recommend everybody do that. Okay?
You're going to get the typical warnings. Hey, are you really sure you want to do this? You have my full assurance. There's no badware, malware, spamware, any of that stuff. What it does is it keeps you connected to CFRN 24/7. We stream 24/7. You never know when we're going to put out a tweet with a trade or anything else of newsworthiness. And so by having that toolbar there, you put the entire internet at your fingertips. And it's all right there no matter where you surf, what page you go to. If you're listening to the Daily Audio Bible, it continues to play in the background. If you're listening to the radio station, it continues to play in the background. Just a lot of neat features all packed into one handy-dandy little toolbar. Do you Facebook a lot? Do you tweet a lot? There you go, one-click access. Now down on the bottom, when you go to the blog, you'll see another toolbar just pops up. That's not one you need to install, it just pops up. If you are logged into your Facebook, when you go there, you're going to get a pop-up that says you've just earned rewards points. See the little thing there that says rewards? You actually earn points just by going to the site every day, and once you achieve a certain number of points, you can redeem those for like a restaurant.com coupon, a couple of other things. You should click that. You should check it out. Make sure it's connected to your Facebook account. That way you get your rewards. Like every day when I go to the blog page, I get a little pop-up that says, you just earned 200 points for visiting CFRN. And so that just gets added into my account, and at some point I'll have enough points that I'll cash it out for a restaurant.com coupon and go take the family to dinner. Now that's free. While you're there, click the Google +1. We always appreciate that. Follow us on the Twitter. And there's also a little button down there, CFRN Emini Charts. That gives you access to about 1,000 charts from the last 1.5 to 2 years. And it shows you our trade setups. It shows you the weekly trading zones and how they've performed week after week after week, the S&P and the Dow. So just great information there. You can also access 160 videos from the little YouTube tab. If you see something you like, a chart you like, feel free to pin it on Pinterest. Pinterest, that's the new cool thing. All the cool kids are doing it. If you don't have a Pinterest account, well, you should. I don't know why you should. They say you should, so I'm going to go with that. Now, no, Eddie, there's not an online schedule for the radio program. At some day, I will write a script for that. I've just never gotten around to it. So it's always just a surprise to see who's going to pop on next. I know it would be handy to know who's coming on and at what time. And someday I will get around to writing that script, but I haven't yet. Also, Michael, in the question box, there are 2 questions for you, I believe. Or it looks like you may have already answered one of them.
Yeah, I did. I answered them all. The one from Bruce and the one from Jeff.
You already answered?
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right, so I'm going to stop the recording here.